First, I want to thank all of our fans and students that are fans and friends and family members that came to the game today to support our women. You know, we've been on the road, and it was a tough trip on the road. You go 4 games in a row on the road. That's not always easy for a team. So we're really excited to be back home. Definitely facing one of the top teams in our conference in Troy, right? Coming into this game, they were 4-1. The team was challenged. The team was challenged within our last game on the road at Monroe, and they answered after that first quarter. So we're really excited about our opportunity we have here against Troy. There are a lot of good things. There's some similarities in this game to the game against Monroe as far as us needing to take care of the basketball and really not having a good start. Once again, right, we didn't have a good start. I thought we did a good job making the adjustments we needed to coming out of the coming out of halftime. And to me, that's similar to Monroe. That's something that we need to fix, right? That's something we need to fix. You know, I'm taking a look at it right now, and things that pop out, it's the first thing you do when you're taking a look at what pops out. For us, I always look at turnovers, 21 turnovers, and then when we started out the game, they converted on all of them with the exception of 1, and then we fouled them as well. So that, again, I go back to our start. The other thing I look at is these lopsided free throw opportunities between the two teams. You know, that's questionable. When I watch film, I think I'll be able to speak my piece then, but you can't go back. That's the tough part. They shot 34 free throws to our 18, and the game seemed pretty physical both ways. And so, you know, that's unfortunate that's what happened within the game. But I'm really proud of these 2 young women next to me. There's things that they did. They stepped up to the table for sure for our team. Janiyah does what she does well. She hit big shots. She's looking for teammates. She's a facilitator. Jalen also scored for us, but she also did a better job at taking care of the basketball for us. And so that's growth as we move forward. Our next game is against Arkansas State, who embarrassed us at their place. They've had a day to rest. They had an opportunity to play yesterday, so I'm sure they watched the game and they're preparing for us. And, you know, I'm looking forward to that opportunity to play them here at home in this next game because, strange, we're playing them back-to-back almost. Very similar. Troy is going right back. They're going to Lafayette. Not quite sure how you know, the schedulers work that out, but it's fresh for all the teams. And so, you know, because of a quick turnaround for us, the good thing is we just played them. So we should hopefully be able to make adjustments from this game, and then for sure there's things our team already, if you had to tip off right now, our team is prepared to play Arkansas State.
You know, Coach, obviously kind of a rough first period, especially on defense. Just what was that conversation like heading into that second period?
Taking care of the basketball, truly that's what it was. It's a lot more about taking care of the basketball and then switching up our press offense so we could try to alleviate some stress.
Jalen, Janiyah, just after giving up those 33 points, what was kind of the conversation between the players about kind of heading into that second period?
To not be soft and handle the ball and go in as hard as they hit us, we have to hit them and just go hard.
Yeah, pretty much what Jalen said, just making sure that we protect the ball and we execute on offense, making sure that we're not turning the ball over and just being smart about our decisions.
What would you say is kind of a major contribution to like these kind of turnovers y'all been kind of been facing these kind of past 2 games?
I think right now just being able to recognize where that next pass is supposed to go. And then the timing as well, as far as where we're supposed to cut and get open. I think those are the things that happen. And so when we substitute or we have players just moving to different spots, it's been difficult for us to make those adjustments. That's something we're going to have to work on. I thought they would go to more zone to try to throw us off instead of her press. She went to her press, and for the most part, with the exception of last week, we've done okay in the backcourt. In this case, we didn't, so that's something that we need to make sure that we understand and work on, and so that's what I attribute it to, right? Players we're playing a lot of players, all right? So players having to step in and understand what they're supposed to do. We have to continuously help them with that. And then the other piece is just the timing of our cuts.
You know, after going on like kind of like a very long road trip, and as long, you know, going to North Carolina, Georgia, Arkansas, and Louisiana, how good did it feel to kind of finally be back at home?
That's a great question for our athletes. I was really happy that we were able to be home because I was able to give them multiple days off, especially with the MLK holiday. That was really important. that's a question for our athletes. I'm sure they have a response.
Janelle and Jalen, how does it feel like to finally be back at home after a very long 4-game road trip?
It's nothing like being home, because you get a break, and I feel like when we on the road, it's a quick turnaround for everything. You know, you getting off the plane, you getting on the bus, you gotta go straight to practice. So like, it gives our bodies more time to rest and rejuvenate for the next game.
Yeah, I would say it's nothing like having the fans having our back, the bench having our back. Just that momentum when games like this, knowing that we have the support, it kind of pushes us a little more and makes the game fun.
So Troy is very stacked defensively. Was there anything that you guys prepped on before the game here? Anything you guys changed or anything you really tried to highlight before you came into the game?
Is that a question for all of us?
Yeah.
Boxing out. Boxing out was something that we really highlighted because Troy is ranked nationally for rebounds. So that was something that we really harped on.
Coach?
Boxing out and ball security. I mean, ball security has been a concern all year, so that's something we've been working on, period, no matter what. And then just understanding the heightened sense that you have when you play against Troy. I like to mix it up and fly all over the place. So those two things are the primaries. Then obviously just knowing personnel, but you know, I felt like our focus was definitely there. Even on the rebounding, you saw that they called us on some calls. I'm proud of the players for boxing out, so they get all the credit for that, and we'll take the fact that they were calling some of those interesting calls they did on over the backs. I put them to the free throw line at times, but it's the ball security as well that we've been working on. We're gonna have to continue to, right? As we evolve, there's things that we have to be able to do better at, and that's one of them.
And speaking of the free throws, it seems like, or the defending, it seems like that was something that really caught you guys today. So is there anything you guys are going to change going further into the defensive strategies for things like that, for free throws and offensive rebounds on their end?
Sorry, I'm trying to understand the question.
That's okay. Is there anything maybe that you see to change about the way that you guys attempt these like recoveries after their throws and stuff? Like,
So I know we're going to go up against an Arkansas State team who does a phenomenal job. They're I don't know if they're ranked still number 1, but they get to the free throw line quite a bit, right? So that's something that you definitely want to work on, is doing a better job of not fouling shooters. But the other piece of it is, after you hit X amount of fouls, any foul you have is putting them to the free throw line. So just making sure that we're in good position, right? And then the other piece of it is my hope is that we can, as a collective, be able to communicate with our officiating crew to make sure that it's even. I think that's really important too, that it makes sense out there when these young women are playing. So I'll keep advocating for them, but in the meantime, there's no excuses for turnovers, and really that's going to be my focus. It's not going to be as much on some of these fouls.
Yeah, Coach Z, despite kind of everything kind of happening in the game, y'all were trailing by 16, y'all cut it all the way down to 2. Just what can you say about this team kind of grit and fight, that, despite everything that's may not be going their way, they're still fighting, at least give y'all an opportunity to at least get a win?
What we recognize as coaches, and my hope is that they recognize as well, is that we have all the pieces. Okay, when I say they, it's more I want them to understand, but it's really us. We have all the pieces. There's things we still need to clean up and keep working towards, and they've heard me say this, and they're going to be tired of it, and I'll be tired of it too if I'm still saying it. Is you want to be playing your best basketball as you head into February. Like, you really need to be steamrolling then. So there's things that we have to keep working on, and we can see a lot of the pieces. It's about putting them together. And where does that happen? That happens in practice. Practice is where you really have to get it together, and you are practicing for shorter periods of time, right? Especially when you travel. So being able to pick up on those small things, knowing your scout, following through, staying locked in, staying together is going to be really important. So really just helping our team, right, massage that and get to a great place is going to be important.
Jillian and Janiyah, what can you say about kind of the fighting grit of this team, especially when you're trailing by 16 and you make it a one possession game towards the end?
I mean, I would say we're down by 16 with 6 minutes to go. I think our whole mentality was to not give up and just to keep pushing, stop, score, stop. And so, yeah, I feel like if we would have just did better throughout the rest of the game, we could have definitely came out with the win. But
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like I can't say no better than that.
Coach, 85 points, that's nothing to sneeze at. Just worry about the offense that was kind of like clicking today.
Our players did a really good job of recognizing where Troy struggles defensively, and they were able to get to really good looks. But we also are doing better offensively. I feel like they're starting to have their own synergy and understanding how to play together in our offense, and then also how to be playmakers off of each other. And it starts with these two young women, in addition to a few more. Warren came off the bench, and she's got a lot of cleanup layups for us. She can get rebounds as well. I think there's some really good things that she does that really help us out. And I think that's going to be important moving forward. And Garrett's shot will fall. She had some good looks, all right, but her shot will fall.
Jalen, what was the key for getting this kind of offense kind of rolling, especially in that fourth quarter when y'all really needed those points?
Just making sure that we stay patient with the offense and let everything lay out the way that it's supposed to. Make sure we use our screens as guards, and take what the defense give us.
Yeah, I would say like our whole thing was momentum. Like we see shots falling, and I feel like that inspires us to push more and to knock down more shots. So that was a big thing for us, was momentum.
With Arkansas State coming in this Saturday, kind of what you were saying, Coach, the pieces are there, just try and put them together. But what's it going to take to kind of get out of this kind of 4-game losing skid and try to finally get another conference win?
Great start in the first quarter. Big time response coming out at halftime. That's going to be important. So what does that include? If you look at the details are going to be taking care of the basketball, not putting people at the free throw line. Literally, that is exactly what we're going to be focused on. I think everyone understands that right now, and I definitely know that with what happened in Arkansas State, they will come in here with some confidence, right?
Coach, with the bulk of y'all's turnovers coming from the full court press, how do y'all plan to fix that coming into the next game against Arkansas?
Oh, they know we're going to be watching film. There's only so much you can do, right? You can't wear down their bodies anymore. It's really going to have to come from film, so your focus needs to be on understanding those angles and just doing better. Doing better.
And then a question for Janai and Jalen. With having that crowd with y'all, being back home, how much does that affect y'all going on those good offensive runs?
Feels good. It feels good to have that support and that love from the fans, because we trashed them, so it felt great.
Yeah, what she said.